Hi, my name is Terry Oren with All the Arts for All the Kids Foundation, and I'm going to guide you through a project inspired by Inuit art, taking a look at organic shapes and line. Organic shapes are those made-up shapes. They don't have well-defined edges, kind of like this. Line is how we get from point A to point B, but we can get there as creatively as possible, whether a wavy line, a zigzag line, a thick line, or a thin line. There's so many different types.
Inuit people live in northern or Arctic communities. They have a deep respect for nature, so animals often come up in their art. They also use organic shapes and lots of different types of lines.
We'll move into our project. You can see some finished examples of what we're doing over here. For this project, you're going to need a piece of paper and a Sharpie. This is to draw our animal. I'm using white paper, but you could use any color that you have. You'll also need a piece of paper as a background paper. This is what we're going to glue all those things onto. Then we need a piece of paper to cut out our organic shapes for our background. You just need one color, but if you have a second one, go ahead and use it. For this project, I like to start with my background first. We're using glue sticks and scissors and pieces of paper to cut out organic shapes. Remember, these are made up shapes, not geometric shapes. They're kind of like puddles. One way I like to do that is just let my scissors kind of draw in zigzags. Instead of turning my hand all the way around, I like to move my paper a different direction. That way my hand's not having to do weird directions. Sometimes when I'm cutting out shapes that I know I'm going to glue down to something, I like to keep one of the straight edges of the paper. That way when I cut out a shape, I know I could glue it all the way to the edge of my paper, kind of like this. Now I have my organic shapes cut out. I'm going to start arranging them on my paper. All those straight edges I'm going to put at the straight edge of the paper. When I've reached a composition that I really like, I'm going to go ahead and glue them down. So I've glued down my organic shapes. I tried to place them in all areas of my paper. I even did just a little bit of overlapping. If you feel like you need to add more, you can go ahead and cut some more organic shapes out of your leftover paper. Now we're going to move on to drawing our animal. Remember, the Inuit art animals are more abstract. That means not realistic. So when we go to approach our animal, we don't have to make it look exactly how it looks in real life. So have some fun and be creative with how you choose to draw or outline your animal. For my animal, I'm going to do an owl, but you should do any animal that you like. Maybe think about what your favorite animal is, or even one that you would like to draw. You're just going to start by doing an outline. Then we're going to fill it up with different types of shapes and lines. So I have the outline for my animal down. Now I'm going to fill it in using different types of lines or even adding some organic shapes. I might add like a puddle shape right here. And then I notice there's a wavy line. So I might add a wavy line that kind of goes all the way around my owl. You could add chevron lines like this. You could add broken lines kind of like this. Once you have finished adding whatever lines and shapes you want inside your animal, what I like to do is go in and color some areas all the way black. I've colored in quite a lot of areas black, and then I went in and added some extra lines in areas I thought needed it. Now we're going to cut out our animal. When I go to cut it out, I like to imagine there's a big bubble around the animal. So I cut just to the outside, not on my Sharpie line. You can see that I'm leaving just that little bit of extra space as I'm cutting out my owl. It's time to place them on our paper. I like to take a moment and kind of decide where I want to arrange my animal. Do I want it to the side? Do I want it down low? Do I want it up high? When I feel like I've gotten to a good spot, then I'll glue it down. So I finished my art piece. I thought I needed a second owl, so I went ahead and made.
Thank you for joining me for this project. Check out some of these finished examples. Remember, you can use any color paper or draw any animal. We can't wait to see what you come up with. Thanks.